So, like, it's very interesting to listen your story, and I want to ask, like, the work that you are doing nowadays, like, helping all the women that they can face the challenges, they can come up from their they can to connect with their selves and the higher power. So, all the work that you're doing as fertility mindset coach. So tell us about more, like when you started it and how you started and how it's impacting your life and other women life, and how it's going on.
It's a lot of questions, but maybe I will start with the book. So yes, like my journey towards motherhood was 11 years. It was a very, very long time, and a lot of things happened. And over and over and over again, I was receiving this message, like how it happened at the end, how it happened, how come it happened, like how do miracles happen? And like it's not just about babies. Like we all have something that we desire, that something, and maybe it's just not happening and we don't know. And sometimes the harder we try, the less is happening. And so I'm very, very pleased that my first book is coming out. It's actually our book. I always say our book because I have been invited to do this project in collaboration with women all over the world. The book we are releasing on 15th of June called Birth. And it is birth stories of legacy, lineage, and new paradigm leadership. Now, it's inspirational stories about the birth, but not about actual physical birth, but birth and rebirth of very rather incredible women from all over the world and their stories of transformation. And yeah, I have been reading almost all of these stories now, the edits of the stories, and I can tell that there is something which is so powerful about us women sharing our stories very authentically, that I dare to say one of the main reasons why I'm excited about this book coming out globally is that it's got a capacity to talk to and reach women's hearts, like directly, because the magic and everything, how this book was created, all the journey, what we went through, all the background of how it's been created, it was tremendously spiritual journey for me, actually, and for all these women who've been on this project. So I do believe that it's going to, you're going to be feeling it, guys, reading this book. And so yeah, that's what is happening next on 15th of June, which is actually a couple of weeks time. Yeah.
Okay, that's
so that's
great.
about the book.
Yeah, so you will be launching it in Slovakia, or where?
It's going to be launched globally, so it's written in English. Our first draft is written in English. We might be translating it in more languages later on, but the first one is coming out in English, so it's going to be accessible for most our people.
That's really great, and I appreciate that. If we can have the poster of the launch, so I can introduce it in the group, or maybe you can share it, and then the group have the post of your book launch. And I appreciate that if you can also do virtual launch of your books. It will be also very really great. People get to know about your books, and so what is the expectation of the book?
I don't actually have expectations of anything. Like I don't know if in Pakistan you got a Nemo the fish that, like Find the Nemo, the fairy tale. It's about there is a blue fish called Maureen, and she's
Okay.
there is a section of this fairy tale where she's in a sea and she gets to swim with the current. There is a like warm golf current in a sea, and it's nice and cozy, and you just like sitting there and allowing yourself to be floated with the current. And that's how I feel. I feel like this fish in a sea, and like in my life, miraculously, one thing is leading to another. So your question is, what's my expectation from the book? I've got no expectations, but what is my desire is definitely to be maybe one of those books that is going to land with people's hearts, that is going to move, touch, and inspire them on their journey in life, whatever challenges they are facing, whatever obstacles, maybe they're in a point of giving up, on their dreams. So I really believe and trust that this book is going to reach those people who are ready to receive it as a gift.
So it has written by 14 different women around the globe and
Yes.
sharing their stories. Oh, it will be really interesting book, really. And we wish you and the leading women also wish you all the success for this book. And
Thank you.
obviously it will reach many hearts.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I want to ask you a little bit about as a fertility coach question, and then I will, go to my last question. Tell us a little bit about your work, your fertility coach, like how you're serving, how people access you, how so how other women can come to you.
Thank you so much. And it's so perfect. Like you are asking me this question, and we've got a babies in the background. It's like, it's wonderful. This is
Yes,
what
this is the
happens to us, mom.
this is a natural thing. And living in the joint family system, you can't, go everywhere and then you can have the babies. So that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
now I accept the situation, and I do things easily. This is the reality of the life.
Beautiful. And yeah, that's about it. Like, and actually, part of my journey, I mean, 11 years, um that there's another book that is going to come out, which called us The Journey Towards Motherhood, My Spiritual Journey Home, which is essentially what my journey towards being a mom was all about. At the beginning, like most women, I was, counting the days to my periods and from my period, and I was doing all the practical things to get pregnant. And then several months, several like even years passed, and it was not happening. Then I was going the medical route, what's wrong with me? Everything is working, everything was working. Then something was wrong and we fixed it, and it was still not happening. So eventually I came to the point where I started looking at it on much deeper level, on the level of the soul, on the level of, what is it? What is it that I should be really learning from this journey? Like, I got to the point where I said to myself, okay, that's it. Like, it's so painful. It's so painful that I don't want it to be just the stupid suffering. Whether I will be a mother or not, I want to create something wonderful from this, not just for myself, but also for other women. So what I started doing several years while I was still on the journey towards motherhood, and I was going through IVF, and I had a surgeries, and we lost several babies. I got pregnant, and unfortunately I didn't carry the baby all the way. We had a lot of, I would say, even traumatic experiences that I had to get through. It was very, very tough. And in one point, I said to myself, okay, I want to create something amazing from it. And what I was missing on this journey was, finding someone who is going through similar stuff. Actually, I could find women, but I wanted the real thing. I wanted to talk to someone to really to see how they feel, so I don't feel so alien, like there is something wrong with me, so isolated from everyone else. And so I created my own community, and it's the Facebook group called Journey Towards Motherhood, where now we have a lot of women who are on this journey. Some of them got already babies and they still stayed and supporting another women. And this is the kind of community where I was very bravely going on a camera every single day in one point of this journey and sharing very authentically from my heart what I'm experiencing, you know, injections that I was doing in front of the camera, like everything very vulnerably, because I said to myself, okay, I just, if there is going to, if this video is going to help one woman to feel somehow better, more peaceful, empowered, or even like to feel that there is someone else who is on the same journey, that's my job done. And then we had a lot of women joining us, and so that's how it started. And in that point, I was already coaching women for many, many years. I've been doing this work for 20 years now. And I was coaching women all over the world, mainly in areas of relationships. And I never thought that I will actually specialize later on as a fertility coach. But I had my calling about 4 years ago, where out of nowhere, I had a people coming to me very naturally. And I started having more and more female clients who are dealing with the fertility issue, probably because I was sharing my journey so vulnerably and a lot of people knew. Um, and so the transition was very natural. And I guess when, and you know this, Rabia, right? When we are supposed to do something, my experience is that even if there are obstacles, even if we don't have a time, or we have a babies, or, you know, we are tired, or, you know, like it's challenging, right? It's not always smooth ride to follow the purpose that we have. Not at all, actually. It's a really tough journey sometimes. But if we have something we meant to be doing, my experience is that it always brings us back. Even if we say we give up, we are fed up, that's enough, there's too much. I've been there, you know. But somehow, some way, if you're meant to be doing it, it always brings you back. And that's what happened to me as well. So now I'm the fish in the Finding Nemo fairy tale, going with the current. And yes, I absolutely love what I do, and I create more and more projects. And my vision, I guess, is for no woman suffering in silence on this journey, and for them to know that, you know, we don't have a guaranteed outcome. I didn't have a guaranteed outcome. It is a miracle now I'm a twin mom, and I'm forever grateful every single minute of the day for the rest of my life that I can call myself a mother, as it didn't look like it for many years that it will happen. And, you know, what I want to say is that this can be the greatest gift of your life. And that's what helped me to discover first and to apply, because that essentially transformed my life. And I guess a lot of people ask me, and it's going to be in a book and it's a long story, but the turning point for me was the moment where I had one of my IVF surgeries. So there is a normal procedure. I went through it many times before, so I knew what to expect. But it was a surgery where they took the egg from inside me, and they were supposed to match it with and create an embryo. So we have a baby with my husband. But after one of these surgeries in Czech Republic, I woke up from anesthesia, and I woke up in a lot of pain, and I just knew something is wrong. And the pain was getting bigger and bigger, and I just knew something is wrong. So I said to nurse, and, you know, she said, oh, that will pass. You know, they gave me some painkillers, and it was still not going. Everybody started leaving. All these other women who had the same surgery started leaving. And I was there on my own in severe pain that was getting larger. And my husband wasn't able to come because, long story short, my mom got lost in a city, so he had to search for her. So I was there by myself until the moment where one of the doctors has been called back, finally, after several hours, to me, and they found that I have a internal bleeding. So I almost died. And in that moment, obviously they saved my life and all was well at the end, but I was very physically mentally. This was after 10 years of my journey, and I was exhausted, mentally, physically, emotionally.
Mm.
But they did manage to have like 7 embryos. So we went for a embryo transfer, which they put the embryo inside
Mhm.
you, and that's still not a victory. You still have to wait whether you're pregnant or not. And on the day of the transfer, they said to us only one survived out of 7. So that was a big hit. And the doctor said to me, well, this little embryo is kind of like, is somewhere in the middle. It's not perfect. It's not too weak. It's somewhere in the middle, but we can give it a go. And
Mm.
I said to them, give me 10 minutes. I need to breathe this through.
Mm.
So I went underneath the tree outside of the hospital, and
Mhm.
I had a little chat with this embryo in my head. And I said, listen, I'm not perfect. We will be a
Mm.
good match.
Mm.
So then I went to the surgery room. They transferred the embryo.
Mm.
And just before the doctor called with the results after 2-week wait, whether I'm pregnant or not, I um I asked God, and I had this conversation like, do you think I suffered enough? Like, or is it a time for me to actually be rewarded? And did I learn enough in this point? And I just I said to him, listen, like I almost died, like maybe I really deserve this baby now. And so I called the doctor, and he said to me, the test is negative. And in that point, after 10 years and several babies we lost, I hit the rock bottom, Rabia. And I remember I received this news in a little cemetery
Mhm.
on the top of the hill in a village where my sister lived. There was no one there, just me. And I remember in that point, I lied down in between the 2 graves, and I closed my eyes,
Mm.
and I asked God to take me. I was so, I couldn't go on anymore. And I still, as you can see, I still remember that moment. And the reason why I'm sharing it with you guys is that maybe all of us reach the point in life for various circumstances where the life gets so hard that we can't go on anymore. And our wish maybe is even that it would be easier not to be here. But that moment, I want to tell you, was probably one of the greatest moments of my life and whole this journey, because what actually happened in that moment on this graveyard was that I surrendered. I surrendered. I stopped trying. I surrendered. My sister find me. I don't know how long I was there. The time disappeared. And I remember um, I started, it was almost like I was reborn. I started finding every single little reason for me to want to live again, just for me, just anything and everything that would give me a little piece of happiness and the reason to live again. And I started finding those reasons. And I was walking, and I was spending a lot of time in nature, which helped me to, be in a forest and watching the birds, and learning, and simplifying my life to great degree, just going quiet within, just being with me. And that's how it started, and that's how I started really rediscovering of who I am. What do I really want in life? How do I want to spend my time, and what are my people, and what are my real priorities in life, and everything simplified. I was still doing what I'm passionate about. That didn't change. But my experience of life was very, very different. I had no desire to push things anymore, to strive for things, to have things certain way. I I surrendered in a sense that, I was accepting and embracing and accepting and embracing. And inside of that space, I started falling in love with myself and life again. And if you ask me now, if that wouldn't happen, my life now would never be possible. And I'm not only talking about babies, but also everything else, how I am experiencing my life, my relationships in my life, and everything what came out of this one of the toughest moments of my life.
Yeah, so amazing. Um, and I'm so happy that after all this struggle and all this these challenging but courageous moment, it shaped and turned out in a very beautiful way. And now, as you say that it's very blessed moment when you look at your twins, and you feel really fulfilled to see them, and how blissful feeling it is. So I just want to ask you, like, what will be your, I don't want that our conversation should be ended, but um, I just want to ask you the message, what message you want to share other powerful women, other women who are battling with their lives, and sometimes they give up, or maybe not give up.
Yeah, it's very good question, and I could say so many different kind of answers on this question, and we could even stream the whole whole podcast just about this subject. Um, I guess I would say a lot of times as a women we are nowhere near present to who we truly are. And a lot of times we are even subconsciously diminishing who we possibly can be for ourselves, for our families, for the world, for our communities. And I guess the message I would like to give to all the women is to allow yourself to be fully you, to strip off all the layers that are taking away your power. And in order for you to embrace and own the goddess that you are, because the capacity for us to be queens, to be goddesses, to be in powerful women, we all are that. We've been born that way. And I'm talking about women, but of course men are also extraordinary human beings. I'm just talking to women here. It's not like we are better, or absolutely not, like we all have our perfect space. It's just, as a woman, I can speak for women because I'm a woman myself, discovering and falling in love with who you truly are is the greatest gift you can give to yourself, to your daughters, even to your sons, and to the world energetically. And the way I call it, create the clearing for love. That's how we create a clearing for love. And Rabia, I think we will both agree that share everything, what we do, and everything what we contribute to the world in various ways, you and I and all these amazing women who are watching us and who are in your team, your group, is that we come from the space of love. And over the years, whether I was in these challenging situations or, when I was creating the projects or whatever I was doing through my coaching, through, that's the space for miracles. The love is the strongest power. And so really, when I simplified my own life and had the greatest breakthroughs, it all came down to unconditional love towards myself first, and then it was spreading, and it is still spreading out there in the world. And when we live inside of this space, and and I don't mean we have a bad days and we can get angry and sometimes even like judgmental. It's normal, we are human beings. But what inspires me, and the message I want to say to women, is that our real true power is for us to always finding the way home, who we truly are, and that's the space of unconditional love.
A beautiful message, beautiful. Thank you so much for being with me and on this Powerful Woman show as my second guest. And it's really pleasure. It took long time, but it ends beautifully. And also this conversation, and maybe this conversation is a starting point for both of us to do something creative. And I am really thankful and hopeful for your new, book and the other book that you said about your own motherhood story. And we wish you all the best. I appreciate it to announce it in my group as well, so more people get to know about your effort, what you're doing. And I also announced another thing that my group and some of my other friends are collaborating with me with that. And we are conducting business woman icon awards. The leading women and other people from other countries, we will collaborate on that, and we will announce these virtual events eventually in this month. We are planning on that, although the time is short. But maybe if it will be late, then it will be till 15 June. But we will do it in a physical form as well. And I appreciate everyone. If you want, if you listen to me and if you want to be with us, you can be with us. So at the end, I am thankful to you, my beautiful sister. I must say, Lucia, and I hope that now, as you are now at the right place, as a blue fish, a little fish, little fish. And you will be on that place for all all the coming life, a beautiful life that is now going on your way. So thank you so much. It really means to have you. I really like to have a conversation with you, and so enriching and a powerful experience to have a conversation with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rabia, for having me. I look forward to our further collaboration. And thank you also for all the great things that you are doing for the women, for the leading women of the world.
Thank you so much. So all the
Thank
powerful
you.
women, yeah, all the powerful women will again come with another story and be with us and connect with each other and make a beautiful network. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.